You guys ready? I'm gonna slide in just like Jet Sense. Here we go. Whoa! No, people, this isn't Jet Sense, nor any other fragrance reviewer. What this is a viewer request. Somebody requested my thoughts on the red-headed stepchild of the House of Creed, and that is Creed Viking Cologne. Now, you guys know these Creeds come filled to the brim, so there is somewhat of a dent in it, along with the decant that I first purchased of this fragrance. Not only do I have the fragrance, I know it can be a little pricey. I have two amazing alternatives just in case you don't want to drop $200 to $300 on a fragrance. Now, normally I would be wearing the fragrance when I make these videos. In preparation, I gave it a few more wearings, giving me a total of, 15 to 20 wearings. So I am a little familiar with this fragrance. To be honest, kind of an underrated Creed fragrance. I don't know why. If you're familiar with the House of Creed, you kind of know their style. You kind of know what they do. You kind of know what they're aiming for. What they usually aim for is fresh, signature scents, classy, older gentleman fragrances. You're not going to see a ton of gourmands from the House of Creed. You're not going to see, panty droppers from the House of Creed. But they do an amazing job. I'm not a vintage Creed guy, so I couldn't tell you about any kind of drop-off in quality or the increase in price or any kind of pissing and moaning that other fragrance content makers usually do when they talk about the House of Creed. But I can tell you about the fragrance that I have in my hands. I'm going to spray it on paper. I'm pretty familiar with the scent. And the star of this fragrance is definitely the opening. Heavy citrus forward. Kind of a lemon, mandarin orange type of fragrance. We'll get to the actual notes in a minute. I'm just telling you what I smell. Smoothed out by some nutmeg. And you can see the bottle's orange. There's a very Terre de Hermes vetiver. A dirty vetiver. Not quite as dirty as Terre de Hermes, but I get the comparisons. A lot of people compare this with Terre de Hermes. Just think of this as a much more citrus forward, easier to wear Terre de Hermes. I'm telling you, for as much as this community has dumped on this fragrance, this is indeed somebody's signature scent. This is an all-day, everyday fragrance. Any time of year, it's a true classic. Smells very natural also. That's the good thing. Let me go over the notes here. I'm not a Fragrantica note reader, but there's just so many that I'm going to have to reach out to Fragrantica and get the notes. Mandarin orange, lemon, bergamot, pink pepper, lavender, geranium, rosemary, sage, nutmeg, vetiver, sandalwood, cedar, olibanum, and patchouli. Beautiful fresh fragrance with the lavender and the slight herbaceous notes. It leans a little, just a little barbershop, a little fougere, and I absolutely love it. And then the base, of course, these base notes are just standard Creed. Vetiver, sandalwood, patchouli, even a little bit of cedar in there. It's clean, it's fresh, it's masculine, it's old school, it's woody. What more can I say? This is the workhorse, the daily driver for somebody. Now here's the bad part. For $200 to $300, most people want something that they just say, wow, that's a stunner. That's a head turner. And I don't think this is that. I don't think it needs to be. I think if you're the type of guy that says, I need to be the best smelling guy in the room, I need to smell better than all other men, I think you're kind of a douchebag. Performance on it, I get a good 7 or 8 hours. I would refresh at the 4-hour mark because, like I said, the star is the opening. The opening is just absolutely stunning. When it dries down, you lose a little bit of that freshness and you get a little bit more of the woody / vetiver. Still great, by the way, for somebody my age, but again, just refresh every 4 hours and you're going to smell amazing all day. Now here's the ugly part. Are you guys ready? $200 to $300. I have two alternatives here that also smell amazing, and they're like $30, $40. So for Creed, you're paying this much more for about this much, higher quality ingredients. I'm a collector, so I have no problem doing that. Some people don't care about that. They just want to smell good. So here are the alternatives. From Sensual Obsessions, Supreme Warrior Cologne. Man, this gets you close to that Creed Viking cologne. It really does. If anything, some of you guys might prefer this because the vetiver isn't quite as dirty. On second thought and second sniff, it does still retain that dirty vetiver. It comes insanely close. Shout out to Sensual Obsessions. And the other alternative, even cheaper, Baldessarini Ultimate. This is a 100 ml tester. I think I paid like $30 for it. You're not going to get the same accuracy as the Sensual Obsessions clone, but you're going to get a little denser fragrance, a little spicier fragrance. I mean, goddamn. So you got three choices if you want this scent profile. They're all just going to depend on your budget. I think it's a great fragrance. Some may say it's a little boring. Some people like boring and they just want an old reliable to wear every day. And for somebody who's got the bread, this is it. And if you don't got the bread, try these two. So these are my thoughts. I forget the name of who requested it, but shout out to them. This is why I truly make videos, because this guy already had the fragrance and he wasn't asking me to figure out what to buy. I'm not selling anything. I don't have a promo code. All he wanted was a different person's perspective, thoughts, and opinions on a fragrance that he was enjoying. And hopefully I gave that to you guys. Thank you guys for watching.